All right, and then of course I'm just gonna click on the icon, or no, sorry, add a new section, and we'll click on these three, and then I'm simply just gonna go to icon box, and then just we can just go ahead and duplicate this too. You don't have to do all that hard work all over again. That's another shortcut way to do it, like that. But remember, you guys can have it any which way you want. So let's go ahead and talk about these settings. So right here we have the view. We can have like a stacked, or we can have framed, and then right here you can choose the icon type. So however you want to, because these are very self-explanatory. So like if you want a square or circle, this is where you're going to do it. They've made this so incredibly easy. So I'm going to put welcome to Elementor. And then right here we have icon position. You can have it to the right, to the left, or into the center. And then of course you can also have this link. So if someone clicks on this, where do you want them to go? Well, that's where you're gonna put the website right there. You can also have link options right here, like add a no follow link or open a new window. Now that's actually a good idea. So basically, if they click on this, it's going to open a new window in their browser, and it's going to bring them to that website, because you might not want them to leave your website. So opening in a new window is actually very good. Now add a no follow link. Again, that's for SEO purposes. Your SEO guy might know more about that, but a no follow link, guys, in a nutshell, it's basically telling Google not to index those links. That's basically what it is. But I'm not going to go into SEO. So yeah, so open new window if you want, and there you go. Okay. So right here we have style, and we have primary color, which is you can put your primary color, and then you also have the secondary color. So you can put something like blue, which is the background. Generally, you want to leave it clear. I mean, that's kind of like too much color. So I think oh, that's so ugly. We got to change that. We got to change that. Secondary color is white. We can leave it like that. Okay. And we can add spacing to this. So remember, you want to add spacing, or you can add size. Make it a little like that. Okay. And then the padding as well. If you want to add padding to that, you can go ahead and reduce the padding, or you can add more padding. Remember, padding is space. Okay. Just want to let you know. And of course, you can rotate this to however you want. The border width, you can, add more border width if you want, or you can add, it's basically just giving the border more width. So that's basically all you're doing right there. And then of course you can do like border radius as well. So that's basically in a nutshell. Now icon hover, remember, if someone hovers over this, what do you want it to do? So you can change it based off the hover animation. So if someone hovers over it with their mouse, you can basically do all those options all over again. So right here I have like a bounce in. So if someone hovers over it, you can see the animation. And then again right here, so, and also for content, you can change like the spacing of the content, you can change the color and the typography. So remember, the title is for this section right here, this blue section, and then the description is for this section right here. Now guys, I'm not gonna get too much into typography again, because again, remember, we talked about all this already, so I'm gonna change the open sans right here and just kind of put it in there, and then do the weight like 300. And then I'll go ahead and change the this description right here. I'll make it black. Typography, I'll do open sans. So remember guys, once you have these options open, you might want to click on this, and it kind of like gets you out of the options. So just make sure that you're not stuck. So basically, once you do all this, remember, you don't need to do all this hard work all over again. You can just go ahead and delete these, or just duplicate this right here, and then delete these right here. There's no reason for you to basically do everything all over again, right? Because hey, you got this part, and that's basically it, right? So let's go ahead and go over here. Now we have these three images right here. Now in this section, I'm going to show you how to incorporate these images. So if you guys downloaded my my folder, you guys received some images. You guys can use those. So right here, I'm going to click on add a new section. I'm going to click on these three right here. And right here, I'm going to take image and drag it right there. Okay, so right here, I'm gonna go ahead and delete this because this is their stock image, and I wanna go ahead and add in my own. So right here, I'm gonna click on upload files, select files, and then I'm gonna go ahead and find this one right here. Okay, and go to insert media. All right, cool, we got my book, darylwilson.com. I'm just kidding, I don't write books, I don't. So right here, I'm gonna go to image and just do it again. Okay, so upload files. And then right here, I'm just going to put in this cool little iPhone mock-up I did. And then again right here, I'm going to go ahead and click on this. Remember, these bring up the modules. And then I'm going to go to the image again. I'm going to delete that. Click on this. And then go to upload files. And then simply grab the last one right here. This one right here. insert media. Okay. So we have these 3 images, but we need to basically grid it. You know, it doesn't look good like that. I mean, it does look okay, but that's not the purpose. I want to show you how to have that grid style effect. So by clicking this right here, click on this little, remember this setting right here. These three little things right here, that's editing this whole section right here. So if you want to basically have this little, you know, this effect right here, you're gonna have to go click on this and go to full width right here. Because remember, I want this full width section. And it's pretty simple. All you need to do is say, I don't want any gap. So under the column gap, you can have like narrow, you can have like a small one or something like that. But I want to say, look, I don't want to have any gap in between these. So now when I shrink this, you guys can see that it has that beautiful grid style effect right there. So that's how you achieve the grid style effect, you know? And right here, you guys can see it looks the same exact way right here. So, and also kind of jumping ahead, looking at this, you guys can kind of understand that this is a 2-column row. So 1 column, 2 columns. This is a image with a text, a underline, more text, and a button. Okay. Now, guys, one more thing. I want you guys to watch this whole entire tutorial because there's gonna be a lot of questions that I get. I get tons of questions, and people are like, "Hey, how do you do this? How do you do this? How do you do this?" And they don't watch the whole tutorial. And I'm like, "Brother, it's in the tutorial. You just gotta watch it." Okay. So let's go ahead and do the next section, which is the parallax section. So over here, I'm gonna click on this, and I'm gonna go ahead and put in some text right here. So right here, I'm gonna go to add a new section right here, and I'm just gonna select this one right here. Now I wanna go ahead and select a heading. So I'm gonna put something like no experience needed. And I'm also going to introduce you to something called the shape divider, which is a really, really cool feature. Just like I talked about in the blog section where you can have these different arcs and everything, we can do this to any section that we want. So right here, I'm gonna click on this right here to center. And under style, I'm gonna change this to something like white. Now, you can't see it because we don't have a background. So right here, to give it a background, simply click on this little blue section. And under the content width, I wanna say this is either full width. Now we can also do a stretched section. So let's go ahead and do stretch section instead. And then also for style, I'm gonna click on this right here and add in an image. Now again, guys, you can add in a video, you can add in a grain effect. And I'm actually gonna show you how to add in the videos right now. So you guys can actually go to youtube.com right now. So go to youtube.com. And then you guys can look up something like 4K scenery images. So 4K scenery images. So you guys see all these videos right here. So I did something like the 4K night sky. So 4K night sky. And all you need to do is simply just copy and paste these links right here. And these will actually give you the ability to have these on your background. And it won't carry the audio. So I'm going to click on copy and then go over here. I'm sorry, over here. Now for this section, I'm just gonna go ahead and delete this really quick and just give you an example. So I'm gonna add in a video background, and I'm just gonna go ahead and paste the link right there. So there you can see the video starting to play. Now we need more space, but before I do that, I wanna finish this section off. So I'm gonna click on this right here, and I'm gonna add in a divider. So right here, I'm gonna add in a divider, and I'm gonna put this centered. And again, just like we did before, I'm gonna go ahead and reduce the width right here. And then I'm gonna put the color to white. You know, give it a little bit more, so 2. And then, you know, we can reduce the gap. We don't want too much gap. Now for the no experience needed, I'm gonna kind of, you know, edit this a little bit. I kind of wanna do open sans. Okay, another thing I'm gonna do on this section right here, under the advanced, is I'm gonna go ahead and add some padding to it. So maybe like, I don't know, we can do like 50 or something like that. We can do something like that, or let's see here, I'll just go ahead and add in 50. So basically I'm just adding space right here. And I'm also gonna make this text a little bit bigger because it's kind of small for a heading text. So this is like no experience needed. Now I'm gonna go ahead and add in just some more text right here. So text editor, I'll go ahead and put it right below this. And of course you guys can go ahead and change the color for this and everything else. So I'm just gonna do this right here, maybe make it a little bit bigger. And then do some open sans. Okay, so at this point, you guys are kind of understanding how the page builder works. It's pretty simple. It's pretty, you know, it's easy, right? Told you guys it was gonna be really, really easy. So right here under the button, I'm gonna go ahead and drag this down, and I'm gonna center this. Now, all I'm gonna do is simply change this to something like, you know, text color white, but maybe you wanna add this to this color like this to kind of give it that look. And again, if you guys wanna add padding to this entire row, so basically right here, I added padding with this title right here, just with this section. But maybe you want to go ahead and add in padding to the entire row. So right here, I'm gonna go to advanced, and I'm just gonna go ahead and put 0. Now I'm going to show you guys how to add padding to the entire row. So I'm going to click on this section right here, which is controlling the entire row. Go to advanced and just simply type in this right here, and you guys can see it's adding more. Now again, you guys can add even more than that. So you can add in 100 to give it something that looks like that right there. Okay. Now also let's talk about the shape divider, which is really, really cool. So the shape divider will actually add in some graphics or animations, and it'll actually work for video and for images. So that's actually really cool. So right here under shape divider, I'm gonna click on this, and this section top is controlling the top. So right here we have like mountains. So you guys can see how it's kind of like it's giving the top these little animations, and you guys can, you know, do clouds, or you guys can do, you know, this or anything. That's actually pretty cool. You know, maybe we should add the clouds to the top and to the bottom. You know, that's kind of cool. Here you can change the height of it, you know, and then also we can flip it. We can invert it the opposite way. You guys can change all these settings right here. Like these are also for like the text and the link and everything else. So I'm not going to get too much into like link color. It's basically like the color of the link. But for the shape divider right here, let's say for example, I want to go ahead and do the bottom part as well. So the bottom right here, I want to go ahead and give it the clouds as well. So now we have this really cool little effect right here. And you know, we can change the heights, we can flip it, we can invert it, we can do all sorts of really cool stuff. So that's what the shape divider is, guys, and it's for every single section. So scrolling up, like it wouldn't look good right here, but you know, probably wouldn't look good on any of these sections. But let's see if I can use it right here under the style shape divider. Let's see if we can add it to the top right here. We'd have to change the color to black or something. It really wouldn't look good, and there's really no place for it here, so it kind of wouldn't work out. So yeah, it has nowhere to go. So I'll use it again in another example, but this here is a good example of how you can use it. I think also I use it on my blog section, and also right here I used it. So I just added a different shape divider. But for this section, I just use clouds, and that's a kind of cool combination. You know, the video with the clouds, it's unique, it's cool. So that's an example of the shape divider. And also, if you don't want that, you can have the parallax effect. And remember, to achieve the parallax effect, you simply need to go to classic, put in this image right here, and put it as contained and fixed. So again, remember, attachment, fixed, and then size, we want to go ahead and put cover. Okay, so now we can have that same exact image or that effect. And guys, that's really beautiful. It's a really amazing style. Like you could not do this with another free theme. I promise you. I've been around WordPress for a long time. That's why I'm the top rated instructor on Udemy and also Skillshare. So, and you guys can also do like a gradient effect as well. But you know, gradient effect, it's good and all, you know, but I personally like the video backgrounds, or I like the image. Now, one thing I want to talk about is video backgrounds generally will not work on iOS devices. I don't know why.